guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a voiceover because my mic decided that it did not want to work today. So today's tutorial is going to be an eye look using the Soft Glam Palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. The shades on this palette are gorgeous. To prep my eyelids, I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Taper in the shade Light Medium. I like to use a little bit because a little bit does go a long way with this concealer. And I just like to use my finger to blend out the concealer because I just find this is the easiest way to do it. To set the concealer, I'm going to be using the shade Tempera, which is like a light creamy color shadow. The first transition shade that I'm going to be using is the shade Burnt Orange, which is like a light orangey color. And I'm just going to be taking a Morphe brush. I think the one I'm using is the R30 brush, just to blend that shade into my crease. So I just make sure that I'm really blending everything out because I don't want anything to be like looking harsh. So I just want a really nice, smooth, blended out shadow. The next shadow that I'm going to be using is going to be Rustic, and I'm going to be using that shade and just focusing it on the outer V of my eyelid and just dragging it into the center of my eyelid. So I'm going to be intensifying the eye look using the shade Mulberry, and this shade I'm going to be just focusing it on the outer V of my eyelid and to the inner corners of my eyelid because I'm going to be using these two and connecting them very lightly, but I'm making sure to put a good amount on the outer V of my eyelid and to the inner corners of my eyelid. Here I'm just using a Morphe clean brush, the E13 brush, and just making sure all these shades are nice and blended. Now I'm going to be cutting into the center of my eyelid using the same concealer that we used at the beginning and just focusing it onto the inner part of my eyes. And it's okay if you get some on your lashes, it happens to me all the time. Just making sure I really have it into the middle of my eyelid. Now I'm going to be applying this shimmery shade called Glistening, and I'm going to be applying this shade with a flat brush onto the area where I applied the concealer and making sure I have it nice and covered with this shade. I'm going to be going into that same shade Mulberry and just making sure that everything is nice and blended and is intensified, because once you apply the concealer it just overpowers some of the shadows. So you just have to go in and make sure that it's nice and blended and there is no lines that make it look funky. And then now I'm going to just blend in all those shadows together using the same brush that I used before, the Morphe E13 brush, to make sure everything is nice and blended and nothing is looking harsh. I'm taking a penciled brush and taking the shade Burnt Orange and just blending that color onto the lower lash line. I'm going to be taking Rustic and also applying that shade to the lower lash line and just blending it out with another blending brush, making sure that everything is nice and blended and connected to the outer V of the shadow. I also use the shade Mulberry, but I just focus this shade onto the outer part of the lower lash line because I do feel like if I put a darker shade on my lower lash line that it does make my eyes look smaller. And then I'm just taking a blending brush and making sure all those shades are nice and blended. And I'm popping in the Amrezy highlighter and just popping that into the inner corners of my eyelids. Now I'm going to be applying mascara, and this mascara is from MAC. I recently purchased it. I forgot what it's called, but I'll list it down below, and I really like it so far. I'm so sad that my mic did not pick up any of the audio, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to give my video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye!